Escapers! Hello and welcome back. We are back at ScapeCon 2 footage. I am with Ian and GingerKid. There he goes. He says it in the video. he's here live, but yet still introduces himself in the video.
Right. Perfect timing too. That was right on it.
Exactly. It's like I planned it somehow. But yeah, so we're at the main event. This is the one event that's probably the sweatiest of them all. Would you say?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Why is that? Why do you think that the main event is that sweaty?
Well, I mean, it's just all that just pressure about it, but just you got to play against your own army that you brought.
That's right. Yes. What is that called again?
Reverse the whip.
Right.
That was a new one for me too.
Interesting. Yeah, I never got to play test this beforehand. So, and I don't at this time. I mean, after ScapeCon, I tested a little bit more stuff at home with my friends. So I got used to the orcs a little bit more. But yeah, I had no idea how to keep them together or use them as an essential. Oh shoot! What do they call that when all the units are grouped together? Potting.
Yep. Potting.
Yeah, that's it.
That was a new term for me. From that tournament taught me so much.
Really?
Oh man, so much. That was my first tournament that I'd ever played in ever.
Wow. Okay,
Yep.
cool. So yeah, we're both in it with our firsts. That's awesome.
Yeah, I learned a lot of new rules that weren't my house rules. So,
What is a house rule that you normally have that let's say you thought you had right the entire time, but you had wrong? Was that could have been the case, or?
oh man, there were so many. So one of the worst ones that we had is when you get engaged, whatever adjacent to somebody, right?
Mm-hmm.
And say they're up a level and you are below a level and you attack or whatever and they attack, but you still have your figure, right? So then their movement next turn, it was once you got engaged, that was it. You couldn't move your figure again. So like you couldn't jump them up to the same level so that way you don't have the disadvantage or anything.
So you just
It was
played.
always,
Everybody had disengage.
no, everybody, once they were engaged, locked. Kind of like the Cyber Claw.
Okay. So it was the exact opposite. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So you never knew that there was an option that you technically could leave, but with that one die exception. Yeah. Wow.
Yep.
That would be a fun game mode. Like that'd be terrifying.
It was. And so whenever I got in there, and I can't remember, it was one of the first games, and I had somebody, and I had the advantage, and then all of a sudden he moved up on the same level as me, and I was like looking at him, I was like, what?
Wow. That's crazy.
Oh yeah. Man.
Have you ever played with the Mara before?
Oh yeah.
Is that?
Oh,
I feel like that's a dumb question. I said this in my intro video. I was like, man, I was so surprised. Everybody's favorite faction was the Morrow for the most part. Not everybody, but And it was I showed up with all Morrow, all excited, thinking I was being original, and just nope, not even close. Not even.
Well, I mean, it is very original from the original, actually. But yeah, no, I played with. So I guess the background is I was there whenever it first came out. And we had the Rise of the Valkyrie set. Pretty much it. That was it. I mean, the only set we had for a while. I got some expansions here and there a little bit, but I mean, that was it as far as terrain-wise and everything. Took a break for like, I would say maybe 8 years probably.
Okay.
It was a long time. And then... back into it and started getting all these other sets. Of course, now that everything's like 2-3 times as expensive, but got back into it, and it's a game that Avery, who was also at ScapeCon, my son and I, we play almost nightly. Really.
That's incredible. That I love
Yep.
hearing that. I love hearing that. Even how often I play. I hope when I have a kid, they're excited to play games all the time like that.
Oh man, it is incredible. I mean, and the thing is, especially after playing at ScapeCon, he and I both got way more serious. So yes, we have a lot more master sets and stuff now. Um, but he's gotten way more serious about it, and he's gotten so good, crazy good, out of nowhere on me. It's like before
Out
I
of
would kind of
nowhere.
try, I'd kind of give her a solid try, and
Yeah.
then now it's like I really gotta try to beat him. Like, he's good.
Does
But
he have
yes,
like a favorite like army combination that's like you can tell like oh he's just taking this the entire time that's how he's beating me, or is he like very verse with everything?
uh, I am way more like I try these crazy combinations all the time, thinking, you know what, this makes sense in my head, and then it goes into practice, and you get stomped. You know what I mean?
Everything looks better on paper, yeah. You're like I got this. This is gonna be a good one, and
Yeah. Oh, for sure. For
demolished.
sure. Uh, so actually, recently, like he's been on an Einar kick real bad.
Sure.
So he is Kazuki, Izumi, just all these samurai, well, just Einar Imperium, just bunch of big units, expensive units, and then I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna get him with just numbers. So throw out a ton of drones, or some of these other units that are decent, not crazy prices, and I don't think I've gotten to move 9 drones one time in all these years once.
Years.
Every time,
Imagine.
every time it's like a roll of 5 or a 7, and I'm only moving 3 of them. I'm like, this is stupid. Why'd I even do this? And he'll just come through and just slash me up, or I'll try to take him out with range, and they just have so much defense a lot of the time. And yeah, I've been put to the test for sure.
Yeah, counter strikes a pain.
So bad.
It's so brutal.
Oh,
But yeah,
because
so you got
you go in there with something big hitting, and then all of a sudden you're whacking yourself, really.
just like that the Grok Rider just got smacked for some reason. How'd that happen?
I'm
Yeah,
good, man.
there's a lot going on over here.
Yep.
I'm thinking this was I think part of that the pinnacle of the game. I had brought Krug over here, and
Yep.
I think he just gets surrounded very. I think I put him in the mosh pit. I don't know. He doesn't get surrounded.
Well, you definitely. Actually, I think at this moment right here, that might have done some damage to him, maybe a little bit. But I didn't want to hit him. I didn't want to boost up his attack just yet. I knew I wasn't ready for it.
Yeah.
But I think I just left some of my guys there just to kind of block a pathway. But man, I'm telling you what, I made that team and that you're using. Uh, my thought behind it was like, you know what, these are going to be some good units that are, pretty diverse about a lot of things here, but not too powerful. And I'm telling you what, man, Grimnack, he showed up at that tournament, and there were so many people running him, and I know because I rarely used Grimnack before that tournament,
Okay.
really. And after seeing him in action, man, I'm telling you what, he puts the hurt on. I don't know why I put him in the team because I had to go against him.
So did
But
you have to go against a full Grok army as well with the Groks?
ooh, that's a good question. I don't remember
Oh, okay.
I know I did it in a different match. We were both running Gruss, but I in this tournament, I think I had only one set of heavies at the time,
Okay.
and I had multiple, I think maybe two or three of the blade gruts. So that's why blade gruts is kind of what I chose there because that's really what I had. I could have used the heavies, but I was afraid not being able to run two of them, how fast it would go, and then not be able to, get Grimnack to move too much.
Sure. No, for sure. And yeah, and that's the
What?
same thing that goes for me because a lot of people are saying, "Oh, why are you running more than, 9 drones?" Like, well, it's what I have. Sometimes, sure. I mean, to me there's a point where this game in heroScape is gonna kind of like a pay to win in a way, but not in the
Mm,
bad way. It's just kind of like pay to play, really, not pay to win. It's more pay to play. So yeah, it's what I had. So I think for the most part, you know, like with any game, even with card games, because when I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh, I would go out and buy the cards that I wanted to play in a certain deck, and
right?
that's what you do here. So even though I have Marrow dividers, they're not painted yet, but they will be.
Mhm.
And then
Yeah.
once they're ready to be played, I'm playing dividers, and I bought a lot of them. So
Nice.
yeah,
That's
so
actually one of the things that AOA, I know it's a sore spot for so many people, but
sure,
whenever it first was announced that they were not going to be painted, man, I was like, goodness gracious, and it was the big discussion, one of the big discussions on
sure,
all the forums and everything. And but going through that process and basically coming to terms of, you know what, they're not going to be painted, no matter how much anybody says anything, they're not.
yeah,
And there's so many other games that don't as well.
right.
You know what? Getting into like 3D printing or painting your own figures and doing these kind of things, maybe that is something that I need to be more open minded to and get at. And so you're saying dividers and stuff, and that's one of the things kind of I want to get into. Like I just said, is getting into those 3Ds, and then I'll have to paint my own too.
Yeah, I mean it's not
So
entirely necessary. Especially when you're first gonna get them out of the box or get them out of the printer. Um, even in my particular situation, they're not based yet either because my buddy Glenn does a lot of my painting for me, and so he's got other jobs ahead, and so I don't rush him at all. So I
no,
make sure that he has enough time to do that kind of stuff for me.
well that
And
and Glenn's such a nice guy. So
oh yeah, no, he's fantastic. He's super talented, and has been painting Warhammers for years. So he's
nice.
he's 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 so glad to be doing something so different, other than shoot, I can't think of the name. I can't think of the Space Marines is his
Oh yeah,
favorite. So it's very different than black and gray and red and blue and
right. The
doing
primary
skin
color.
tone. Yeah.
Oh man, this is so. Again, I got your Krug or my Krug, but your Krug.
Yeah.
Okay, kind of locked out. I still have not attacked him yet. I don't
Right.
think at all.
Wow.
I've
Yeah,
just
because
tried to keep him locked in over there, and you've been hacking away at him.
it doesn't look like I've done a lot of damage.
Yeah, you've taken out a couple. Yeah, it wasn't. Because again, until Krug starts getting angry, like he really doesn't. He's not scary. It's just whenever you start trying to take out 8 life in a fell swoop or something. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah, you don't want to get him in that sweet point where he's swinging with 5 or 6.
Man, it can get brutal. Oh, jeez.
But you have full
And
glyph
then
control. And do you remember what the glyphs were? I did not see what they switched to.
I think one of them was initiative, and I
Okay.
think the other one may have been Wenok.
That
May have been
sounds familiar. Yeah.
where you get to choose like who takes it. No, because it wasn't. Because I know you would have chosen Krug for that.
Oh, right. Unless you had taken out Craig early enough. But
Yeah,
then again, I don't want to spoil it. So then again, like I said, I've skimmed through all of the games that I have, but I have not fully watched all of them, so I don't remember everything.
right. right? I mean, I was happy like whenever you were like, "Do you want to video this and stuff?" Because I was like, you know what? I hope we play against you because I saw you come into ScapeCon with a big camera, and I was like, "Whoa, look at this dude! He's got the setup here," and hoping that we'd get to play so that way I could actually see some of this footage again, just to see how many mistakes I know I did.
And you know, I'm glad you brought that up because that's definitely one of the things that I wanted to try to grow from this because I am not a good player. I lose I lose all the time. It is just, I feel like at this point, you go to the Joe Crazy channel and you're like, all right, what's Joe losing to today? Like, so, you know, I want to be able to learn from this and look at, you know, movement. I really didn't get to show the dice boxes at all, and I don't know if that's going to, like, upset people. Because I wanted to make sure that I was, you know, not moving the camera too much. And so
Right.
I wanted to show off and make sure to see, you know, close up and what kind of battles and positioning is important. Because to me, that's a huge portion of the game. Positioning is just incredible.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you could math someone to death, but at the end of the day, if your drone is in the right place at the right time, he could be defending all day. It doesn't matter how many math. He could defend it all.
Yep. It's
Because
true.
right now, like your drone, both your drones are in a good position. Even though I can't get Grimnack into the right spot, especially because one, you put that drone right on that snow, so I can't go and chomp that drone at all. I have to use
Right.
the not Grok Riders, the Grut, the Blade Grut
Blade
to
Grut?
kill the drone in order to make room for Grimnack. So that's also
Yeah.
a testament to how good the map is, knowing that putting the shadow spot next to the I should not even just the shadow between the ice, the snow, and the shadow. You would even see this over here with by Krug. There's not a lot of room to move double base characters around.
No,
So
no,
that
there's not.
it's a very tight location. It's there's a lot of levels going on, and you can't have a double base character on half shadow and half snow, right? You can't do that.
I don't. I never
Yeah.
saw anybody do that. So, and
Yeah.
I know I didn't try. So, but that's not to say you can't. I don't know. I mean, probably have to look in that rule book.
Somebody in the
I think you
comments will
could.
let us know. I will. You know, it's still a learning process.
For sure. And that's one of the things I love about heroScape is because like I'll post things in Discord and forums and stuff all the time asking these kind of questions because again, took such a long time off and before that it was me and my brothers pretty much making up most of the rules ourselves, you know. And it was one of those things that like some of the rules like I just don't know all of my and there's so many smart strategic people in this community that are willing to help out everybody, which is great. So that way, those questions like you can ask them, and it doesn't seem like you feel too bad about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, absolutely, and that was I think my favorite part with going to ScapeCon was how amazing this community is, and how friendly
Oh,
they are, and how conversational they are, and that's again why I wanted to do these interviews as well because you know in between the games I can get to talk to everybody, but because of how tight in between all of the games were, and we
oh.
got lunch and then dinner it was like I really didn't have time to talk to everybody for long periods of time. So
It was
it's
so fast going from match to match. It was way faster than I thought.
yeah. And for sure, at least for me, is I had to make sure I had my armies together and also my camera equipment and make sure that was working. And so my time was really short. I think it worked out perfect. It really tested my skills about getting my stuff together.
Well, for sure, and I again I applaud you for doing it all, man. It was super fun playing against so many people that were willing to help out. Now there were a couple here and there that you would help out, and then like you might make a mistake later on. Like, yeah, no, you can't go back and do that. You're like, what?
Oh no!
But, yeah, but it was. See, look, you
Oh,
were
see, I
there.
guess you can. I guess I did
See,
it.
that or both of us don't know, and you
And
did it,
no
and
one
we both were
corrected
like,
us.
it's all good.
Yeah, no, I
That
think because
worked.
the shadow works as a 0, so
Yeah,
at least when map making it's counted as 0, so I'm sure that's fine.
yeah. I mean, we had a great game. I wouldn't change a thing,
No, but yeah,
especially.
I did. See, this is killing me now because there's so many. Grimnack's all the way up there, and all of the guts are just in the back, just chilling, having a vacation. And I'm thinking to myself, man, yeah, I had no idea how to play. I'm thinking Grimnack, awesome. Get the drones, kill them, chomp them up.
Chomp, chomp. Oh, man. One of the matches I did play against the Gruts. So in the very end, we did that three-headed Hydra. Were you in that by
I
chance?
was, yeah, I have a few games in there, yeah.
Okay, so in that three-headed Hydra, what I was with Vidar and um, oh my goodness, I'm gonna. I know she's gonna comment. Brienne. That's who
Right,
it
okay,
was.
okay, yeah, I played against BN, yeah.
Yeah. So in one of those matches, I actually got to play against Mike OEAO, and I was using a team that Vidar gave me is all zombies and Savaris for that match, and so I was using them against like I think it was like three or two or three, I don't know, however many arrow gruts, two swag, Krug, and the ice troll berserker, right?
Right.
That entire match, I think I killed his Ice Troll Berserker, and that was it. His
Wow.
arrow gruts, he was able to pot him up and keep him at such a distance with the swag, and then just I couldn't get to him. There wasn't any roads, there wasn't anything that I could get a zombie up next to him to get anything back. And yeah, dude, playing that match taught me so much, and that's one of the things
Wow.
I loved about going to ScapeCon. Just all the players and all their different strategies and how they played, and like learning. Okay, so I can use these people like the Aerogruts. I didn't even know that those. I had this game for years. I didn't know the Aerogruts bonded with Mimring.
Oh yeah, Beast. Yeah, I did. Even with Krug, I'm like, wait, they could bomb a Krug? What?
Yes.
Like I had no idea. Which, by the way, real quick, I think we missed a pinnacle moment here. You mind
No,
shackled Krug.
no way. Did we miss it?
Yeah,
Oh,
he had 2 wounds on him. I
yep, I got his card over there.
and
Yeah, I
you
did.
and you had
You
the
got
Krug
that
shirt
coming
on
out.
too.
Yep.
You absolutely just that you have that entire board over there.
That just happened. I couldn't believe it that it worked. Because again, I haven't moved more than 3 drones this entire game. I think.
Yeah, and that's
And
the other thing. My huge misplay was I pushed in with my biggest units. I did not play that army the way it was intended, which was potting it up. Essentially, like you don't have to move all 5 when it says move 5. It's just that you
right,
have to be not just patient, but you have to be able to control yourself and say, okay, 3 is just enough. That's fine. 3. And plus, you
yep.
don't have, other than the Mara Warriors, you didn't have any other range.
No,
So
no,
should have looked at that and thought, okay, you know what? I can tank some of those shots. You aren't moving the Warriors at all. So
I was
I
trying to
should have
get
kept them
more than
together.
3 drones to move.
Right. Yeah. You got to use the drones as your screen, which, you got the glyph control. Oh, Lucky 20 Cider was one of them. Okay, there we go.
Yep, that's
Which would have helped you a lot with moving them.
you'd think.
Right, you did. That's same with taking Subakna. Like I thought about like, oh, I'll take Subakna with that. It doesn't happen that often where you're rolling a 15 to get a 16 or a 16 to get a 17 or even a 19 to get a 20. Like, it just doesn't happen as often as you think.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. And why is it always whenever you're rolling for like the big hitters or like the super tanks, like Deathwalker 9000, right? And you
Yeah.
got nine dice for defense, right?
Yeah.
You should be able to roll at least one shield every time.
Yep.
Nope. Arrogant took them out.
Always the first one to die. Yep.
Like, man, this is how you're gonna go down. You're okay with going out like, okay.
Hey, and you know what? And that's why I love this game, because it's so easy to explain that to somebody and for them to feel like, oh wow, that's crazy. He has 9 dice. He's invincible, right? It's like, no, it's the chance. I always feel that when you roll more dice, you know something's gonna go wrong more often. Yep. Every time you get the small amount of dice, 2 or 3, 3 is that sweet point. 3 is just the sweet default of just rolling the 3, and you're gonna get at least 1 or 2. It just happens as often as it can be. But yeah, the more dice you have, the more chances you're gonna break it. It's just to me in my head. I don't know if it's superstition or something. Maybe it's just the world telling you something. I don't know. The signs.
No, that's exactly right. Because every time I would roll for any big numbers, I'm like. And I started getting that, the butterfly thing or the anxiety on the inside, like, I'm going to whiff this. I know it. And then you roll, and it's a whiff, and you're like, see, I told myself, I just knew it. It's exactly right.
If I'm focused enough, I actually roll differently. I feel like I twist my arm a certain way. I don't just like let them out like this. I twist them just to think that everything is gonna line. It's gonna this anime like looking effect is gonna happen, and just all those dice are gonna go roll all skulls. I just think, oh, it's gonna make a difference.
Yep.
Superstitions. It's up here.
It's that curve of the wrist, and then you're ruined,
Right. And then sometimes my girlfriend Jillian, when she plays, she'll roll for like 20 minutes, do this for 20 minutes, and then just drop them. And I'm like, well, what was the point of doing this the entire time if you're just gonna just drop them? They're not moving. They're like clumped up. Like she'll have a lot of dice and just like roll, and they're just stuck together like a cube. They're not moving anywhere. You're just making the noise.
No. So how often does your girlfriend play?
Not that often. I actually we had just recently moved, and so we have our own apartment together, and I got a map right now on the countertop. And actually, when this video will be coming out in January, so you've already seen the Christmas episode already. But the Christmas episode that already had come out, because we're talking about the past now.
Right.
That was the first time I played against her since Utz Cup on camera. And on camera, I have never been able to beat her. But she doesn't play often, so she's got that first player's luck.
No. Oh, man. I'm telling you, my wife's the same. Exactly. Like, I don't even know how it works like that. And how to have that much luck dormant on the inside and never really played it to just do it.
Let me ask you,
I'd be playing everything.
Is it tense going against your significant other? Is it like, man, I don't, it's like this feeling to me, because during our Utz Cup game, I had talked a lot of crap, like all leading up to it. Like I like my loss during Utz Cup, I deserved, because I just talked like, oh yeah, I'm gonna beat you. I was just trying to work her up, get her excited, Right. I'm just trying to pick at her, and she's just super serious the entire time, quiet, and just like meticulous. I'm just like, oh, I'm gonna have fun, rolling all my marrow drones, here, there, counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 5, put them all up. And then she's just like looking dead me in the eyes, like beating death vision. Just like, I'm gonna take Charos and just smash all of your drones.
I've already done the calculations in my head, and now you're gonna die. So
Yeah,
that's it.
right. It's
No, that's exactly the same. Like my wife, after ScapeCon, I started kind of building her own collection, her own army kind of thing to be able to pick from, try out, do things with. It's not necessarily a bunch of squads of them, but she has like her squads of a lot of different things, and then
mm,
the extra one, if she needs more squads, she uses mine,
right.
and just so that way she has a variety, she can use whatever. And I'm telling you what, the what are they the Martin Hounds
Mm,
and the Plague, like I could run those like ran those,
mm,
and I could run those, throw them into all these gruts, whatever, anything, and roll for the plague, not get one, not
mm,
get a one of them for nine pounds. And
yeah.
then my wife, she's got like two sets of six of them, runs them out there, puts them in the middle of stuff, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, every time, dude. Every time. You can't get close to them.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, how are you doing this? Did you load that 20-sided or something? Like, what is happening? I'll run in there with all kinds of things, thinking I'm gonna just take them down, and nope,
You know what? It's you know
not
what?
big.
The secret sauce is that it's a magnet. Okay, the dice is on a magnet.
Yeah,
She's got a little one magnet underneath the table, and just kind of rolling, making sure it's
yeah.
rolling towards whatever she wants. It's calculated. It was rigged from the beginning.
You see it stopped. You see it stopped on 15, but then all of a sudden it
It
tips
just
to
chips the
16.
yeah.
She has that same luck with Laglore. She
Oh
went
no.
times, 6 times in a row, man. I might get one extra time. She's over here going six on the reg. Like, how?
Wow. Oh no.
Kills me, man. Kills me. If I had that luck, who knows? Probably would have won at least one of the things at ScapeCon.
Mm,
Man, I'm not gonna lie. In this part right here, when I was
mm,
looking at it, right above this part right here, whenever after I took Krug
mm,
and I saw how few drones I really had left,
mm.
I thought for sure you were going to be pushing so hard and just wiping the rest of everything out.
Yeah.
And but then you pulled back on the arrow gruts over there a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I think I was
I
like,
don't
man,
know.
Grimnack's already over there. I best I just keep going and see how far I can get. I don't remember if Grimnack even got to get that last warrior over there. Still with the
Yeah,
ground.
I deliberately put that grok over there because the chomp only works on small and medium.
Right, yeah.
He's a large.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, I got to put the grok over here because if I keep throwing these drones over there, they're just going to keep getting chomped. So it's oh man,
Oh,
yeah,
Elizabeth would have been
you
my
you
3.
really did,
Ugh.
yeah, you really didn't pod those blade gruts at all near Grimdack.
No, not even. Like I had no idea what I was doing. No idea. I was so innocent and ignorant.
Right. So all right, so looking back now though at some of these teams, especially in the reverse the whip, which
Mm-hmm.
was again first time I ever played it, are there any like units that like would you play gruts? Do you have gruts now?
I only have one squad of Gruts, one squad of Heavies, one squad of Aerogruts. So I do have to expand a bit more for that army to be really, really viable. We play very small point values in my friend group. So I have played a 360 army. Actually, I had played a 500 point army because we do have some C3V Gruts that we can use. And
Hmm.
actually, I played an army, 500 point army with You know, hearing Brianna do the thing, I heard heroScape and I had to pause. Like, oh wait, I have to listen to what she has to say. But yeah, I played a 500-point army and I used Ornak with Grimnak, and I had Tornak and Blades Gruts, and I also took the C3 unit. I remember the special attack Boiling Blood something. I don't remember the unit's name, but yeah, no. So we can play a 500-point army with that, and it's still very deadly, even with one squad of each. But yeah, in order to play something more like this, I need to expand a bit more.
Right. Well, I mean, so is there anyone? So like, whenever I played, I had Nikita agents before, and I used them in one of the matches. But how many people used them in the way that they used them? Like Sam Frost, watching how he potted so many units around those 3 Nikita agents, and he totally negated all ranged attacks on, like, I don't even know how many guys he had by
Oh,
those
because there's
3.
smoke bomb.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. And so that's one of the units, those units, the Nikita agents. Like, I only had one thing of Gorillinators. I deliberately got another set of Gorillinators because of him and being able to utilize that. So that was one of the ones that I used or learned from, and have tried to get a little with. But it's not always the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Grimnak
Give
doesn't
it a
have
rip.
disengage, does he?
I think he does.
Oh, that's right. Everything on there, I think, has disengage. So I was gonna say,
All the
like, how did I get away from Negok Saw so easily? How'd I skate that?
Well, and because we even talked about it, because I was like, "Wait, you were over here," and you're like, "Yeah, no, oh, you left him, but I think I have to roll for the disengage." And then you look and go, "No, he's got disengage on here." I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, okay." No, that's one thing I love about the Gruts is it's so easy to forget, really, that they all have that disengage ability to be able to just get out of to be able to move, reset up somewhere else.
Yeah, and it really helps because with his chomp, I'm like, yeah, I got the Mirror Warrior.
Yep.
So I accomplished
Finally,
that goal. And it's like, oh, yeah, you want to surround me and try to... Nope, I'm just going to keep going. See ya. Bye. Later.
Yep. Oh man, and there goes Grimnak. So
Oh, no.
oh, and you're facing your own Krug over here. Oh man, but yeah, and that's one of the things with the Gruts is being able to, you know, move to another part of the map because they got so much movement that I used them for so many of those maps that had the road. Oh man, I'm sure people were like, enough Gruts already, dude.
Yeah.
Like you know, we know you have them next, but because they got that base of 6 plus the 3 for the road. I mean, you're 9 movement. That's with disengage. That's killer. Look at you coming at them,
Yeah,
giving it all.
it's finally one of those situations where it's like, yeah, I mean, at this point, if you had not taken Krug, I think it would have been really bad for you.
Totally.
But then again, yeah, I just didn't have enough Gruts up there, which I'm surprised how much damage I did on that side of the board. I can't believe I took over that side of the board the way it happened, even though I didn't have all the Gruts. The Gruts are just still standing by. Like not even in one's still in the start zone. How?
I was gonna say, there's one at the very back. And yeah, you're right, because the whole match kind of almost did like a rotation almost. And if the Mind Shackle wouldn't have happened on Krug, this match would have been a much faster match for sure. Because those drones, again, when you're only moving 3, it's hard to do stuff.
Oh, I've been there too. I
was gonna say, I think I only got 3 left right in here.
Yeah.
Now. And I can't even remember where. I can't remember. Do we actually finish that shit? There were so many matches that
That ended on the
man,
points. Yeah, I
yeah.
had a few games that ended on points. I don't remember if this one did or not. I'm gonna assume that it did. I'm gonna assume it did. And I think because you had Krug was probably why you
So,
won. If I had to remember, like, because even at this point, because the Grets are cheap.
yeah. Oh yeah.
What are they? 40?
40 points.
Yeah,
So you get
that's
10
that's
points of
nothing.
figure. Yep. That's one thing also I had never played is playing these matches to points.
Yeah, never. Yeah,
I had never done that. It was always I still got a unit on the board. We're
yeah.
playing, bud.
Yeah, and if
But yeah,
anything too, like I mean, it's a great balanced way to play the game. I do really like it, and I want to implement that for the future. But like I said, like when we played until time. But I understand, like with this, it's like you can't have people 2 hour games. You just can't.
yep.
Which was great for me. So when I was recording games and editing this amount of footage, it was like great, only 45 minutes opposed to my 2 hour edits.
Man, you just went through and like I think it was one turn, maybe two turns. You took out three drones, and I didn't kill one of yours.
Yeah.
I'm just like looking at this. How did it? Yeah, I guess just because they're so cheap, because that's all you have left, or because even the Aerogruts are the
Yeah, it looks
40.
like there's two arrows and one, two, three, four, five blades.
Yeah, disengage. Took the hit for Krug to get him a. And that's something else again with Krug that I learned. Uh,
You want to
or
take those
actually,
disengages.
well, whenever you leave, like, so if you have a unit that doesn't have the disengage ability, or right, you can leave. Um, just Krug doing Krug things there. Um, you can leave an engagement, and it's on the other person if they want to give the disengage damage or not.
Yeah.
Because there were so many times I had Krug and I was running them, and I would leave an engagement hoping that they would attack. And like, yeah, I'm not going to attack. I'm like, come on, man, just something.
Yeah, then get the self control, right? Like even with
Hmm.
with moving your characters, like yeah, like I don't want to attack Krug, because it's like it's not optimal time. You have to wait for your right time, which is something that that's hard to do. You think, oh, I have an opportunity, I gotta go for it.
Yep.
And
Yep.
you don't have to. No one's telling you have to.
And like you were saying earlier, one of the huge things I love about this game is just that everybody plays a little different, and you can have these huge armies of heavy gruts, or these huge armies of like Knights of Weston, or whatever. Some of these like really big meta armies, really,
Yeah.
and you might be running something that's not quite as favored. But if you know how to use those, or have the restraint, or the map works great for you, or just, I mean, and I hate to say it, like even the dice rolls, because you're the right places at the right time and rolled the right number, that could mean the entire match
Yeah.
right there. And I love that. I love that it doesn't have to be, well, I spent this much money on all this, so there, I'm gonna win. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Because it's funny enough. Like even some of those units that were like Gen Con exclusives and are like super, $150, $300, whatever. They're not
Yeah.
like overpowered. It's just to have it.
Yep.
It's the
Yep.
price really limit is the collector's end of it is really damaging the collector's end of it, not really the playability of things.
Correct. Yep.
Because I know one of the previous games that this video would have previously I played a private match with Ryan, Tales of Valhalla, and he had Win Chu Wu, which was the Gen Con exclusive monk. And
Okay,
he finally got him and played with that character, as well as two squads of monks and the custom monk. Yeah, I mean, it was a great game, fun stuff, but it's like he's not overpowered. He's not like, one beat all. Like, he's a very balanced unit. It's just rare to play. And that's the thing that kind of stinks about those type of exclusives, and that the price points bouncing all over the place, is that I want to see more stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I loved seeing all the Morrow, but man, when I saw something that was so unique, I was like, wow, that's awesome. I love that.
There it is. Great match, man.
Yeah, I think you had me on the points there. With Krug and Nigok Sa and that, because like I said, I have way more, and if we had more time out, I probably could have wiped you out, but they were just so dirt cheap.
Yeah.
So I didn't have the points to overpower you.
I was gonna say you literally had 60 points left.
Yeah,
Literally 60.
And I don't even know if I had any wounds on Nigok Sa at all.
No, yeah, I think it was 1 or 2. It wasn't anything.
Yeah, so even at that, him alone beat me with points. But Ian, thank you so much. I really do appreciate you coming on and talking to me about this game, and talking about your experiences at ScapeCon and your experiences with heroScape. I really do appreciate it, and I can't wait to play against you and Avery again. And I will hopefully see you very soon.
Absolutely, yeah. You can come visit. I'll have some maps set up, and let's get us another rematch of this, but have our own armies this time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Right on.
All right. Thank you again. And for you guys at home, please go check out GingerKid on heroScapers.com. He's an awesome guy. And thank you for the match. And don't forget, I'm not crazy. I'm Joe Crazy.
See you guys.